Sandy Rogers. I head up the Trend and Design Department at Edgars and run a team of designers and trend consultants, and we work with all the areas of the business, from children's wear through to youth, through to home living, footwear, accessories, so we cover all the areas of the business. The World Cup is so compelling. It's the most exciting thing that has happened for a long time. I think everyone is getting involved. We all can't wait. The whole country's involved, the schools are involved, the kids are involved, everyone's getting in the whole football fever mode, and the competition is an exciting part of it. So it's really great to also celebrate the young designer talent in amongst the whole bigger picture of the World Cup. For young designers, competitions are a great way for a designer to work within a brief. So the competition, there was a brief sent out, and a designer then needs to work within a brief and think about how that garment is going to be made, because at the end of the day they're going to have to make the garment up. So competitions are always a really good way for a designer to think through a project from the beginning to the end, which is how clothes and product is manufactured and made up and sold in stores. So there's a whole process. It's not just a pretty drawing. You can't just draw any old thing, because if they're one of the 15 finalists, the goal then is to make up the design. So you have to think through the fabric, you have to think through the wearability of the garment. You've got to come up with an idea that isn't just a pretty picture. It's going to actually be worn by someone, and the practicality of that has to come in as well. So it's thinking of the design, putting it across, putting a message across that will then be made up. So a competition is great in that a designer will get to see that whole process from the beginning to the end. And if chosen and having to make it up, you then start thinking, oh, I can make it up now, and how's it going to look when it's actually made up, because sometimes a drawing is very different to how it is made up at the end. So the competitions are great for that, in that a designer will be able to put a message or a concept across, and it's her point of view or his point of view. So that's sponge. Just take everything in, read everything, watch, observe, see what people are wearing. That's the best education as well. So I think that's the most exciting thing, and there's lots going on locally. It's really exciting what's happening in Johannesburg and the country, and I think you can get inspiration anywhere. So I think that's basically in a nutshell.